Just 10 days out from UFC 304, Caolan Loughran steps in to take him on Ramon Taveres. I'm going to start that again. 1 second.
Raymond.
Raymond. Okay. Just 10 days out now from UFC 304 in the Co-op Live Arena in Manchester. Caolan Loughran steps in to take on Ramon Taveres in the bantamweight division. He joins me to talk about that fight and a couple of other things. As always, Caolan, I really appreciate your time, man. Thanks for taking the time to speak with me today.
Anytime, lad, anytime.
We're 10 days out now. The excitement must be building. Camp is coming to a close. You must be feeling very excited to get back in there.
I can't wait, lad. I cannot wait. It feels like I feel like I just fought. I feel like I'm just only out of the cage. Do you know what I mean? And I almost immediately got straight back in the morning. Within a week, I was doing 2 to 3 sessions a day again. Got straight back to it. Done a wee bit of traveling whilst just drilling, and I said that I feel like I'm only out of the cage and I'm ready to go again. So no, I can't wait, lad. Very grateful for the position I'm in. I'm telling you, the next 10 days you'll hear no complaint out of me for cutting weight or media obligations or anything like that, lad. I'm absolutely buzzing. Absolutely buzzing.
Does the quick turnaround for you, Caolan, does that suit you and what you like to do? And obviously you're a man who likes to kind of take a couple of days off after a fight and unwind, and I think it's important to do that. But you know, we were on only a couple of months back, and you know, there was rumors. You said you got the call after the Atlanta fight that, you know, they wanted you on this card. We couldn't confirm it at the time. We ended up confirming, and there was Ramon Taveres, of course. But the quick turnaround, it seemed, I would get definitely at this stage of your career, that quick turnaround is something that suits you and something that you want.
Oh, I want a very quick turnaround after this one, but I'll leave off now. I need a fight, lad. I need a fight. The time I heard Volkanovski talking about feeling a wee bit lost, I couldn't believe that I was like hearing a guy in his position talking like that, because not that I like mental health problems, but like I don't know what to do myself if I don't have a fight, lad. I can't like relax. Like I don't know what to do at the weekends. I need a date to go, even if that's like far away. I like to know when it is, lad. I need something to be working towards. And almost immediately after this, I was told I was going to be on the Manchester, or after last year, I was told I was going to be in the Manchester card, and that's just ideal. I can keep focused. Of course, with training camp, the 10 weeks up, you're ramping it up, and you couldn't train like that 365 days a year. But I need to be training, and I need to have a date working towards a fight. You know what I mean? So being active is key. It's like the difference in careers almost. Like I always hear like McGregor talking whenever he came back. Like I know it's like if you aren't active, it's you're coming back and you're almost like, well, for me, I can only speak for myself, of course, and I'm good at performing. I'm good at turning up under the lights, but it's almost like, okay, this is happening again. You're almost like, it's not like a fucking game of football where you can like work your way into it and you can like move about the pitch and like get a feel for it. Like you're in a fucking fist fight, you have to be on like this. So the more you do it, the more it becomes comfortable, the more it becomes like another day in the gym. So I absolutely activity is key, and it's the only way to make it in this game as well. Look at fucking Alex Pahea at the minute, stepping in on 2 weeks' notice, putting man clean out and just building his career. Prime McGregor, fucking Izzy on the way up. It's the only way to make yourself in this game is to get in and fight. You know what I mean? So absolutely, lad. Activity is what I want, and at least 3 this year is what I'm after. If not 4, but 3 at least.
For sure. Being booked on this card, UFC 304, monster card in the new Co-op Live Arena in Manchester, somewhat in your backyard, I guess, not too far away from Liverpool, Caolan. What does it mean for you to be on a card like this, your first pay-per-view card in a good slot as well?
Huge, absolutely unbelievable, because even the last time was in Atlantic City, and truth be told, the card wasn't very strong. There's a lot of guys like had lost a lot of times in the UFC, and the level wasn't very good. If I even like on the week that I'm there, I'm like, fuck me, you work your whole life to get the UFC, you want to see some, and then you're seeing these guys, you're like, I want to see somebody high level. And then now I've got like, I'm gonna be there with fucking the guys I've looked up to, like Leon Edwards. Watching Leon for years, gonna be floating about fight week with him, watching him fight. this card is unbelievable. Like even the likes of Manel Cape and Mokaev, like lads, sick fight. Like there's a lot of fights to look forward to, and then being in this part of the world, like obviously Pimlet's on, he'll bring I don't know how many hundred, if not thousand, Scousers. So round over here, it's starting to really pick up, and obviously it's not even fight week. Fight week's usually when it gets going, but it's been a lifetime or a long time working, lad, towards this to get on these cards. That's why I said the next 10 days, like you won't hear me complaining about cutting weight. You won't hear me complaining about anything like this. Is the dream. It's important to remind yourself when I was coming up through COVID, even through Cage Wars, when I went to watch the UFC in, I think it was March 2022, just before me and my Cage Wars debut. Like Taporia was on London that night, and Tom fought Volkov, all these guys. What the goal was to fight on these cards, and now I'm here. So very important to take it in because it goes very quick. Like fight week, it goes quick. It's over. Then you're almost thinking, "Fuck, I should have took that in more." So I'm good at that now, but it means a lot, lad. And of course, can't get too caught up in it because I've got a job in hand. But very happy about it, lad. Very happy.
I think, look, it's important to do that, like, and take it in as well. I've heard other
Million
fighters
percent
say
that.
that as well. You know, take it
Yeah,
in, enjoy it, but having that ability to switch on when you need to switch on. And look at, we've talked many times before, not going back into your upcoming as a fighter, but obviously you spent time. You moved over to Liverpool when you were 18 and lived in
yeah,
Team Cabon for many
yeah.
years. And imagine when you're in those back dorms, you know, you
Yeah.
were by yourself lying in the bed, you were looking up at the ceiling on your
I,
own.
yeah.
You're dreaming of these kind of moments being on a UFC pay-per-view card, like.
Fuck me, lad. I literally just done it there. It's a Tuesday night of sport. I'm a weird guy, and I do this drive where I drive past the old gym and I drive past the places I used to live over COVID and stuff, and I don't know why I do it. I just like zone out. I just remind myself, and it's literally for that. I'm a weird guy. I don't put on music. I just drive about and I drive from like one house to the next, just spin about. I do it maybe once every fortnight, maybe once a week. And the old gym, and it's for that last to remind myself of like what the dream was when I was going through that. And then even like they weren't like to call that, if I'm lucky enough to call that the bad times in my life, and I would be very lucky, put it that way. But I know that's what the goal was. That it was. Of course, this is not the end by any means of what the goal was, but certainly a big part of it. Probably the biggest card the UK has ever had with the two champions coming. Massive, huge opportunity to show the world and show this part of the world who I am, what I put into this game, my skill level, and blew up. Huge opportunity, lad. So I'm buzzing. Like I can't wait.
It's going to be a great event, and I'm very excited to see. We'll talk about the fight in just a minute. A lot of talk around this card was the fact that it's starting at a later time.
Yeah,
Um, you know, obviously it's going to meet in for those UFC pay-per-view audience in the US and stuff like that. It's understandable. I'm not
yeah.
going to get you to try and critique it, or if you do fight. I mean, do you have a problem with that? Is it just part and parcel of being a fighter, in your opinion? I mean, the shoe would be on the other foot, I guess. If you had to travel over to the States, you'd have to get adjusted to time there. I mean, how do you feel about the time change, fighting at a later than normal time at your side of the pond, I guess, in the UK?
I mean, it's great from the UFC. Like if we're being honest, it's not ideal, but for what am I gonna do? Like they're a shrewd operation. Like they know they know how to make money. Like it's the same for both fighters. It's not ideal. It's more the fans that like it's the it's like the young lad who want to go maybe looks up to like Leon, Tom, or even a young Irish lad looking up to myself. Like they can't come probably, like, or I don't know. It's going to be very costly, and it's a matter for them to be up, like. But that's what it is for me. Like I'll go anytime. Like I don't give a fuck. In terms of preparation for it, it was because I train all year round, but like for the 10 weeks I'm in training camp, it's like next level. Like I'm dialed in with my ice baths, my meditations, me. I know when I could tell you 3 weeks ago what I've done for recovery. I know when I'm sparring. I know everything. Anything I can do, I do it. So when I originally heard the time, I thought I'm gonna have to do something here. So I was just training as usual throughout the week and like not altering anything. But on a Saturday night, I was thinking I'm gonna have to wake myself up at that hour. late, and I signed myself up to this 24-hour gym in Liverpool L1 here. And at midnight, I went down and just done a hard shadow box, like a wee sprint or something, a bag, just anything at like midnight to wake myself up. That was 10 and 9 weeks ago, or 9 and 8 weeks ago. I done two, and firstly realized that it's easy. I'm not fighting as late as Tom or Leon and stuff. So to go at that time was easy. It didn't require any preparation. I got going 100%. And then I also thought that because I train once on a Saturday, take off Sunday, and then I'm back to my Monday, my week back to then three on the Monday. So I was thinking that that extra session was affecting me on the Monday. So truth be told, I anticipated to prepare for it, and then I cut it out because it was affecting me in the Monday morning, and I felt that I didn't need to do it. Now coming into this last week, I'll go again at midnight. We'll get the body warmed up, and then if I get like a week to 10 days of training at midnight, when it comes to fight night, I'll be ready to go at 1:20. Is the time that Paddy Power on the UFC are telling me that I'm fighting at. So now, if I was fighting in the main event, like with Leon Tom, or even like the open, that's a different story. I don't know what you do. Truthfully, I don't think anyone has a fucking idea what the right way to do it. They're so-called sleep specialists, but like nobody knows how to perform correctly at fucking 4:55 a.m. In my
Yeah.
opinion, like it's guesswork, I think. But it's definitely not ideal. But I'm not too bad. Like I 120 is not too bad. I honestly, when I fought for the Cage Wars title, it was like 20 past 11 when I fought, when no one told me until that time. I know it's not quite as late as then, but it was late, and that was with no preparation. So I'll be grand, lad. It's just more so for the fans. I think that people coming to attendance, and paying big money like for tickets. I think it's a bit of
Yeah.
this was.
Yeah, no, 100%. I definitely agree with you there too. Not ideal at all for fans or fighters, in my opinion. But nonetheless, it's here. It's happening on the lead up and in the build up to this fight. Caolan, you sadly lost your grandfather. I do want to offer my condolences as well.
Yeah,
95 years of age. You know,
some
you
man.
set up a lovely post with him and shared a video of you bringing over the Cage Warriors world title to his kitchen table, and he was looking at it, and you're having a nice conversation there. How big of an influence was your grandfather on your fighting career?
It's like I was tell you, I didn't the funeral broke me because they do that like reflection thing, and then it goes about the fighting because like he's a 95-year-old man. MMA only is like 20 years old. So for the most part, he's probably thinking, "What the fuck is this? What the fuck are these two nut jobs actually doing? Like, what are they doing?" So they said in that thing, he goes like, he wasn't too sure about the fighting. He said, but he always like he was interested. Said did we win and stuff, but I think it was big. The first time I fought in America, Atlantic City, it kind of clicked on him. He's like, fucking hell, they must be doing all right. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, they're in America. I was like, fucking must be doing all right. He was a massive GA man. Done a lot for the community where I was from. Started the club, the GA club. Started the credit union. Used to win the score titles all around Ireland. Very, very, very intelligent man. Because there's someone I looked up to, and I always made an effort to go visit when I was home. But I lad just like every fucking rural Irish community, like families, everything, the GA clubs, everything. So I shite lad, but that's life, isn't it? That's fucking life.
It absolutely is. And I'm sure it's something that will be resting with you, and you'll be bringing with you into the cage as well at UFC 304 as well. You'll have the little guardian agent, angel, and your grandfather looking over you,
Yeah.
and I'm sure that'll mean a hell of a lot to you as well. Let's talk about the fight. Ramon Taveres. It's been a testy enough old build up from this one, Caolan. I mean, was your UFC debut was a testy enough one. There's a little bit of over and back, obviously, with the French MMA connection and everything like that. As soon as this fight was announced as well, it was actually Ramon that was very outspoken about what his thoughts on you were, and I'm sure you had no problem in responding to him. What's the build up been like for you in the terms of back and forth? I know you eat up all of that kind of stuff for dinner, like.
He's been on me, he texts me all the time, so he does. He's very dismissive of my skill set. As far as he's concerned, it's a pure buck, a striker versus a grappler. He thinks I'm like, I have to take him down. I'm gonna be shooting for takedowns. He's a cringy bastard, a brutally American guy. I really don't like him. Take that for like trying to build a fight or not. I really, really, really don't like him. His Instagram name is at Catch These Hands. Like that's just too much for me. Putting up like CT scans of a dog in his chest, and it's just a real fucking wannabe bad man. But like the way I text him the other night, he was giving me shite and stuff. And I was gonna say to him like, his last fight, his woman cornered him. So he, as a gig, you have to drop the tough guy act if you're gonna walk out with your woman in your corner. You can't because I'm gonna rip him for that. Like, but no, lad, I don't like him. As a fighter, like I don't take anything personal into the cage. Like I'm not gonna fight any differently because I don't like him. He's just not my cup of tea. But as a fighter, he did you watch his UFC debut now against Ramon Taveres?
I've
Uh,
seen I've seen him both of his fights on the Contender Series and that
oh,
fight against Sergey Side and his last fight as well. Look at it
strap,
was a
wasn't
fight.
it?
Yeah, it was a great strap. He's tough. He's
Strap.
durable. You
Mm,
know what I mean? And he's going to be in your face. And that kind of a fighter kind of suits you, if I don't mind saying, and I'm sure you would agree as well. A guy
mm.
that comes in and gets in your face, that's exactly the type of fighter you want to be fighting against. And you kind of had that in your last fight as well. And kind of it's going to be the same coming in here when yourself
Mm.
and Tavares step in.
Yeah, no, he's good, lad. It's the UFC. Everyone's got some sort of skill. He's got a very dangerous backhand. He kind of leads with it, or he counters with it. Doesn't really set it up with his lead hand. Doesn't really kick. Never shoots takedowns, and has a bit of a knack attack if you shoot on him. So he's got a dangerous backhand, lad. It's just the way I see it. Like, of course, fighting's nuts, but I think I'm gonna nullify his game, take his whole game away from him, make him tired, stressed from nullifying his game, and then I'm going to stop him. I literally have no doubt about it. I'm going to nullify his game, tire him out, and stop him. That's my not even game plan. Like I'm 100% positive that's what's going to happen. He got very, very, very tired in a pure kickboxing match against a pretty low level guy who had just knocked him out. Now that was an early stoppage in the contender. I would agree, but that was a pure kickboxing stuff fight without any takedowns, any wrestling. My pressure. He keeps saying it's a striker versus a grappler. It's not. I can knock him clean out, but I am of course going to take him down, or at least attempt to take him down. And if you can stop first takedown, let's see if you can stop the 336th takedown because I am flying fit at the minute. I said it the last time I was injured. The whole camp was fit to grapple. Please God, I get through the next few days with the end of the camp, but it's been unbelievable. Unbelievable 2, 3 times a day. Had really good guys in to push me, surrounded by some really good fighters from our gym and from outside. And fuck, I am flying, lad. I am fucking flying. Knocking out some good fighters, submitting some good fighters, and ready to perform when it's time to perform. You know what I mean? Can't wait, lad. Can't wait to fight him. I think I should be too much for him ever. Like, if I'm being honest.
Would it be safe to say that we're going to see the best version of Caolan Loughran inside the UFC's octagon? You know, considering the last fight, the first fight you had with Lapilus was, you were prepared, but it was a short notice opponent. The last one you said, you had a couple of niggles going in to the Pacheco fight. So this time it's been clear street, and we're going to see the best version of Caolan Loughran. Would you be saying that, Caolan?
I mean, at the minute it would look that way. I hope so. Yeah, fighting's fucking crazy. You never know what happened, but I have no excuses. Like if he beats me, he beats me. But I'm expecting an absolute masterclass. I anything other than I expect to completely annihilate him win every second, completely take his game away from him, and as stress and panic comes in, stop him. That's what I expect. He's got one. He's a one trick pony. He's pretty good at it. Like, but like he's literally got one. He can't throw his lead hand. He can't kick. He doesn't throw knees, doesn't throw elbows. He's literally a southpaw boxer who leads with it and counters with it. He only throws it. He hooks it or upper. He's quite good at it. But he's not going to try and take me down. And I can say this openly. He can tag one right this because if he does, I'll fucking wrap his neck up and put him to sleep in about 35 seconds. I'll kill him if we grapple. Eat him. Because I watched one fight. He fought a low level guy and the guy took him down. Now, he's probably better than him. That was a couple of years ago. But he's never fought a high level fighter once in his life. He's literally never competed against one high level fighter. He's fighting on a wee crappy regional show in America. He's fighting guys like 9 and 6 and 7 and 8 and I guess here. Like he's never fought a high level guy. He has to knock me out with his left hand. If he comes and tries to grapple, he'll be blown out of his ass in 2 minutes. I'll be on his back and I'll flatten him out. He cannot stop me and live with me in that area. I know that for a fact. But seems to think I can't live with him on the feet. Let's see. Yeah, I think he's a one trick pony. Pretty good at it, like, but if I'm stupid enough to get hit by it, then I deserve to get fucking knocked out, put that way.
Yeah, I get you. Like a common trend that we've seen in the build up to a lot of your fights is your opponents showing you and your skill set a kind of a lack of appreciation. Does that bother you, or does that give you a little bit of kind of bite to go in there and prove everybody wrong when they go in and say stuff like that? Because it's kind of a common trend heading into this fight as well, Caolan.
Yeah, 100% that annoys me. Not that it ever affect me, like how I perform and stuff, but how I would like fight emotionally. But that's it is what it is. I like people thought you like respect me. I don't care if like the general republic respect myself. It's actually like I always talk about Dustin. He talks about earning respect amongst his peers, and that's like the top guys in the UFC. Like that's something I definitely look for. Like I want the top boys to appreciate what I'm doing in there. But I if he can. He's an arrogant bastard. Like he is an arrogant bastard. So I don't like him. He's been quite dismissive of my skill, but I've prepared like I'm fighting the best southpaw in the world. I've had really high levels. But like my last spar will be on Thursday here. I'll be sparring a kid Alfie from Liverpool. He's coming in for me. He's a WBC Muay Thai world champion there 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago. And then I'm going to go between striking with him to high level MMA rounds. Like I've really pushed it. This is the first time in my life I've been in a position where I can fly guys in, put them up, give them pay their food, uh, so that I get pushed. It's an investment into myself. It's the first time I'm fit to do this, and I have done it. Costly, of course, but worth it because I get kind of bored for the same guys all the time. I like to get spice things up and spar new guys, grapple new guys. So I've done that. Went externally to spar guys, and I've done so much drilling with Colin and John Gillies and these guys, and I'm ready, lad. I'm absolutely flying. So I see no reason why I wouldn't be performing well. But now that I'm ready, this is to say all the best fighters from this part of the world is on this card. So I'm ready to show that I'm up there from as the guys from Ireland, the UK. If he
Yeah, the
doesn't
likes of
respect me,
that's
he
where
will.
I was going to go next with it. Obviously, you know, big night for UK and for Irish mixed martial arts as well. You're
Yeah,
sharing the card with Sean O'Bannon, you're sharing the card with Kiefer Crosby, obviously along
yeah.
with yourself as well. So I mean, three big wins for the trio there, yourself, Sean, and Kiefer. I mean, it kind of puts the UFC under a little bit of pressure, and obviously we'll stay talking about this much wanted Irish Irish show and the Dublin show. I mean, you go out there, you win, Sean wins, Kiefer wins. You're putting the UFC in a kind of a predicament there. So I'm sure you're kind of going in with that kind of not weight on your shoulders, but you know you
Yeah.
want to kind of go in there and perform to the level of your expectations, and of course get wins for Sean and Kiefer to put pressure on the UFC to bring a show back to Dublin.
Of course, lad. Like I say this every time. Like I'm 1-0, and I can only focus on myself. Then of course I want fucking Kiefer Crosby and Sean. But Sean has got a fucking kid and stuff. I want her to go fucking make 50 grand. Same as Kiefer Crosby. He's got a cub. Like I want him to go make I want to get everyone to make money out of this game. It's a hard way to make a fucking living. So of course I want them to win, but I can only focus on myself, lad. You know what I mean? I am in no position to bring the UFC back to Dublin. But a couple of wins, it goes towards that way. Of course, they'd like a reason to go to Dublin. Like Dana said, it was the best event he's ever been to. So absolutely, lad, that will be phenomenal. If I get a win here, grab the microphone, tell Dana and Hunter from the front row that 7 weeks to the night, I'll be ready to fight Ramon, ready to fight Royal Rosas Jr. in the Sphere. 7 weeks, well, absolutely no. Even if this is a scrap and I can't train for 2 weeks, I'll fight him in 7 weeks. No fucking problem. 7 weeks today in the Sphere, absolutely walk through Raul Rosas Jr. Then we start talking about Dublin seriously. Like I'll be 3-0. So of course it's that would be a dream come true for me. Ian winning, of course, helps it. Him being at the top. Should he campaign for that more? In my opinion, absolutely, he definitely should. But that's up to him. Like, I don't give a fuck. But I love to keep winning. It has to be it has to be there. But say we have to win.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, the Sphere has always been on your radar, and it's getting closer and closer and closer. Do you want to be going on that trajectory, considering that you're on a pay-per-view card right now? Obviously, it's a big card. You want
Yeah,
to be continue to be on the big cards, even if
of
the Sphere
course.
doesn't work out. Maybe look at we have a McGregor fight coming up that could be happening in 2024. There's a plenty of options for you to get out there. Is it all or nothing for the Sphere, or do you think the UFC
I
will
don't
give
know.
you that opportunity with the win? Are you confident that you will be given that opportunity? Do you think that they, as a promotion, want to put Rahul Rosas Jr. in there with a prospect like yourself?
I don't know if I have a good performance on a big show like this. That's actually just happens to also be on American times. I don't think the Americans gonna be watching it. I grab the mic and call them out. Then it has to be in with a shout. Like we're similar positions in the in our in like uh in the UFC, similar records and that. So we'll have to be in with a shout. Of course, if you give me the microphone, I'll nail it. Like I know that. I know I'll get. I usually do something that gets a million hits, whether it be a fucking weigh-in or post fight press conference, something gets a million off views. So I don't know. A lot of fucking have to beat Ramon Taveres certainly first. I have probably have to throw on a performance, but if I do, I'm gonna fucking call for it. Dana's gonna be in the front row. I'll actually buzzing to meet Dana White too. Just not a fanboy like, but I've never met him yet, but
You'll
I'm
have to
gonna.
hop the cage, like the fighters do. They'll get the win. They'll hop the cage.
uh,
They'll bet Barry down in front of them. That's the perfect opportunity to call your shot, Caolan.
I'm going to call out, but I seen him put a thing up that he wants top 15, but that would be class, especially in the UFC saying it's a one and done. I actually think they probably will come back at some stage, but him saying that and him saying it's going to be the best show, it makes I love it. Like especially now they're saying it's like Max and Taporia and Marab and O'Malley, like that'll be absolutely unbelievable. So I've got a big job next weekend, huge platform, a lot of eyes watching. So if I perform, grab the mic, you never know, innit?
Yeah, 100%. Second last one from me. You buried the hatchet with Conor McGregor at the recent Bellator event. How did that conversation go?
I just done the energies last day. I was talking to them about it. I think we're civil, lad. It wasn't. I said to them as well. I don't think I'm on the Christmas list, like, but I think we're civil. Do you know what it is, lad? I just went up to him and I went up to him and he started talking about the Ford shit and stuff. And I was like, lad, I just want a picture. And then he turned then he says, "Oh, congrats on your win and stuff, and when you up next." Like I'm no one's fanboy at this day. Maybe when I was 16 years old, but like I'm 28 years old now, fucking in the UFC. It was a cage war champion. I'm about to go 2-0 in the UFC this year. Like, I'm not a fan of these guys, but like I'd rather have a relationship with Conor McGregor than not, of course. I'd absolutely love to share a bill with him. That would be literally a dream come true. But I think we're civil lad. He's not the type of guy you really have a conversation with. He kind of shouts and you listen. And if you go to talk, he shouts louder. But I think we're good, lad. I hope so. Like.
That's that's good. That's good. I can understand where you're coming from at that point of view as well. Won't keep you on it. Last question from me. Obviously you've been visualizing how this fight is going to go. When the
Mhm.
cage door closes
Yeah.
on July 27th, UFC 304, Caolan Loughran is facing off against Ramon Taveres. It's just you and him in the cage, Caolan. How does that fight go?
Uh, I nullify his game, calculated pressure, and I take him out late second or third round. And if you like a prediction, I think I submit him. I haven't submitted anyone in a long time. Uh, but I'm adding a lot to my game and have been for a long time, and I'm feeling a submission. I don't know if a knockout comes. Of course, that's ideal. If I put him away in the first punch, that'll be ideal. But he is good. He's tough. He's durable. Had an absolute scrap in his last one. I think I nullify his game. Calculated pressure, chip away at him, and then late to the second, early third round, I'll put him out with. I'll put him to sleep. That's what I think.
Lovely stuff. Really looking forward to seeing it. UFC 304 July 27th, BT Sports, ESPN. That's where you'll catch it if you're going there live. The Co-op Live Arena in Manchester is where we'll see the Don looking to go 2-0 inside the UFC, setting up a big fight in the Sphere, hopefully later on in the year as well. As always, Caolan, I always love chatting to you. I always appreciate the time, and I'm looking forward to seeing you getting in there and performing again, my man.
Thank you very much, Ian. Anytime, lad, anytime.